In a secluded village high up in the mountains, Yuri lived a simple life, surrounded by fields and forests, where mist often curled through the trees like whispers of hidden secrets. He was a sturdy man of few words, content with his daily routines, tending to his animals, repairing fences, and gathering wood. Life here was quiet, with each day flowing naturally into the next. One crisp morning, as Yuri was working near the edge of a meadow, something unusual caught his eye. Across the field, he saw a figure, a woman unlike any he had ever seen, gracefully sowing seeds into the earth. Her hair was a stunning shade of platinum, shimmering like threads of silver under the sunlight. Her clothes were delicate, woven with a material that caught the light in colors he couldn't quite name, as though she wore pieces of the sky itself. Captivated, Yuri found himself rooted in place, his heart thudding with a mixture of wonder and curiosity. Who was this enchanting woman, and what had brought her to his remote mountain village? Yuri couldn't help but watch as the woman moved, her delicate hands scattering seeds across the ground with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly. Her clothes fluttered gently in the breeze, shimmering in colors that shifted with each movement, like the colors of a sunset reflected on water. As if sensing his gaze, she looked up and met his eyes. Her face was a perfect blend of strength and softness, her eyes a vivid star-like blue that seemed to peer straight into his soul. Yuri felt his breath catch. He had never seen anyone like her, not in this world, not in any story or dream he could remember. The woman tilted her head slightly, her lips curving into a playful smile. She gave him a slight wave, beckoning him closer, and before he knew it, his feet were moving toward her, as if drawn by some invisible force. "Good morning," he greeted her, his voice a little rougher than usual. "Good morning, Yuri," she replied in a voice soft as silk but somehow carrying a mysterious undertone. She spoke his name with such familiarity that it sent a curious thrill down his spine. "How, do you know my name?" he asked, surprised. She smiled, her eyes twinkling. "Oh, I know many things," she said, her words both cryptic and alluring. "Tell me, Yuri, do you often spend your mornings admiring strangers?" Yuri's brow furrowed at her playful question, but he couldn't help the chuckle that escaped him. "I don't usually find strangers sowing seeds on my mountain," he said, unable to tear his gaze from her radiant, almost ethereal beauty. "You don't look like you're from around here." She laughed, a sound that reminded him of wind chimes or distant music. "Not from around here," she repeated, as though the idea amused her. "No, Yuri, I suppose I'm not." Her smile softened, and she glanced toward the sky, where the first light of dawn was casting an otherworldly glow over the mountains. "I come from somewhere far beyond what you might call around here," she continued. "In fact, my world is not on this plane at all." Yuri blinked, trying to comprehend what she meant. "You mean another country?" he ventured, the simple life he'd always known not quite preparing him for other possibilities. She smiled, her blue eyes gleaming. "Another galaxy, in a realm parallel to yours," she said. "Where stars look like seeds scattered across a dark field, and time flows as softly as a river." She reached out her hand, letting a stream of sparkling dust fall from her fingers to the earth. Yuri stared, entranced, as the dust seemed to merge with the soil, shimmering for a moment before vanishing. "How is this possible?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Nothing is impossible in the vastness of the universe," she said with a gentle smile. "We all come from stardust, Yuri. Some of us just come from places farther away than others." Her words sent a shiver through him, filling him with awe. He was standing face to face with a being not from his world, from beyond the earthly plane, a revelation that stirred something deep and ancient within him. Yuri stood, rooted to the spot, his mind struggling to catch up with this astonishing revelation. She, this woman with platinum hair and a mysterious aura, was from another galaxy, another world. Yet here she was, standing on the same soil as him, her gaze warm and inviting. What brings you here?" he managed, his curiosity overtaking his disbelief. "To this little village, out of all places." She took a step closer, her eyes sparkling as she studied him. "You wouldn't believe me if I told you," she teased, her voice as soft as a breeze. "But let's just say I came to plant something very special here." Yuri's gaze fell to the seeds scattered around her. "And what exactly are you planting?" She paused, as if weighing her answer. "These seeds are more than they seem. I'm planting something that will help bridge my world and yours." Her fingers brushed his arm, sending a gentle warmth through him. "Would you like to see?" Without waiting for an answer, she took his hand, her touch feather-light yet firm. Yuri felt his surroundings blur, as if he were being lifted from the earth itself. The village, the mountains, and the fields melted away, and suddenly, he found himself standing in a meadow that was both familiar and fantastically strange. The sky above them was a deep shade of violet, speckled with stars that glowed brighter than he'd ever seen. Strange, luminous flowers bloomed around them, emitting soft, pulsing lights that cast a surreal glow over everything. This world was vast, expansive, and breathtaking. "Where are we?" he whispered, his eyes wide with awe. "We're in a place between my world and yours," she said, a touch of pride in her voice. "A place that exists only for moments like these, where two realities touch." Yuri felt a deep thrill at her words, sensing the weight of her invitation. She was opening a doorway to a universe beyond his imagining, inviting him to step into a world where magic was woven into every blade of grass. "And you came all this way, just to meet me?" he asked, his voice trembling with excitement and disbelief. She laughed softly, her eyes gleaming. "Let's just say, I have a feeling you might be worth the journey." Yuri's heart raced as he stood there, hand in hand with this mysterious woman from another galaxy, amidst the surreal beauty of the meadow. The air felt different here, humming with an energy that seemed to spark through his veins, as if he were awakening to a world hidden within his own. The woman, he still didn't know her name, turned to face him, her gaze both playful and intense. "Do you feel it, Yuri?" she asked softly. "The connection between us, between your world and mine?" He nodded, words escaping him as he took in her enchanting presence, each moment with her peeling back layers of mystery. "I come from a place where we believe in crossing boundaries," she continued, "where the barriers between worlds are thin, and where energy flows freely, like rivers between mountains. And you've crossed that, just to be here." Yuri's voice held wonder, unable to shake the feeling that everything around him was both real and a dream. She nodded, her blue eyes never leaving his. "Sometimes the heart leads us to places we could never imagine." Her voice was barely a whisper, and in it, Yuri sensed something deeper, something like longing. "Perhaps you called to me without even knowing it." Yuri felt his breath catch as her words washed over him. Was it possible? Had he, in some way, reached out across space, calling her to him? She stepped closer, the faint glow of the strange flowers casting soft colors over her delicate features. "In my world, Yuri, we find beauty in the unknown, and you." Her fingers brushed his cheek, sending warmth down his spine. "You're beautifully unknown to me." For a moment, he forgot about his small mountain village, his quiet life, and everything he'd ever known. He was swept into her world, as if this otherworldly meadow were now his own. "So what happens next?" he asked, barely aware of the words leaving his mouth, his voice carrying a thrill of expectation. Her smile deepened, a spark of mischief dancing in her gaze. "Next? I could show you more, if you're brave enough to follow." Yuri's heart raced at her invitation. The thrill of adventure surged through him, mingling with an intoxicating mix of fear and excitement. "I'm ready," he declared, feeling the weight of the moment settle over him like a cloak. "Show me." The woman's laughter rang like chimes in the wind, and she twirled away from him, her delicate garments swirling around her like ribbons of light. "Follow me, then," she called, her voice echoing with an enchanting cadence that sent shivers down his spine. Without hesitation, Yuri rushed after her. As they ran through the meadow, the ground beneath their feet pulsed with energy, the luminous flowers blooming brighter with each step they took. Colors swirled around them, vibrant hues that painted the landscape in shades he had never seen before. They reached a clearing filled with sparkling fountains that danced to a melody carried by the wind. Each fountain shot glimmering water high into the air, creating rainbows that shimmered in the violet sky. "This is a place of joy and connection," she explained, gesturing around them. "Here, emotions are tangible, and happiness flows freely." Yuri watched in awe as she dipped her hands into the nearest fountain, the water glimmering with ethereal light. She splashed him playfully, and he couldn't help but laugh, feeling an infectious joy that seemed to seep into his very being. "You're just like a child," he teased, wiping droplets from his face. "And you're just like a dreamer," she replied, stepping closer, her expression playful yet serious. "But dreams can become reality if you let them." With that, she pulled him into a spontaneous dance, twirling him under the cascading water. Yuri lost himself in the moment, the rhythm of their laughter blending with the gentle splashes of water and the twinkling of distant stars. As they danced, their bodies close, a magnetic pull seemed to grow between them, drawing them together with an intensity that made his heart race. He looked deep into her eyes, feeling as if he could lose himself in their depths. "What is your name?" he asked suddenly, his breath hitching in his throat. Names are just labels, Yuri," she replied, a hint of mischief in her voice. "But you can call me Astra." "Astra," he repeated, the name rolling off his tongue like a sweet melody. It felt fitting, as if the stars themselves had whispered it into existence. "No," she said, her voice low and enticing. "Let me show you what it means to truly connect." Yuri's heart thundered in his chest. He sensed a shift in the air, an invitation to explore the depths of this shared moment, as if the world around them held its breath. Astra's eyes sparkled with a mixture of playfulness and something deeper, something that ignited a fire within Yuri. He felt as if they were standing on the precipice of a great adventure, one that would forever alter the course of his life. "What do you mean by truly connect?" he asked, curiosity intertwining with excitement. He watched her closely, the air around them buzzing with an energy he had never experienced before. She stepped closer, her presence intoxicating. "In my world, connection is more than just words or actions. It's an exchange of energies, a dance of souls that transcends the physical." Her voice was soft, almost hypnotic, and he felt himself leaning closer. Yuri's heart raced as she reached out and took his hands, her touch electric. "I want to show you the beauty of that connection. Are you ready?" He nodded, entranced, feeling his breath quicken as she pulled him deeper into the luminous atmosphere of the clearing. The fountains glowed brighter, the water dancing to an unheard melody, wrapping around them like shimmering silk. "Close your eyes," she whispered, guiding him with a gentle touch. "Trust me." With his eyes shut, Yuri felt an immediate change in the air. A warm breeze enveloped him, carrying the sweet scent of blooming flowers and distant starlight. He could hear the gentle flow of the fountains and the soft rustle of leaves, but it was the palpable energy between them that consumed his thoughts. "Now feel," Astra instructed, her voice soothing and melodic. "Feel the world around you, the vibrations of life. Let go of your fears, your doubts." Yuri concentrated, letting her words wash over him. Slowly, he began to feel a pulsing energy emanating from Astra, wrapping around him like a cocoon. It felt as though they were intertwined, their essences merging in a way he had never imagined. Images began to swirl in his mind, colors, feelings, memories that were not his own. He saw glimpses of distant stars, vibrant landscapes, and the laughter of beings he couldn't quite comprehend. He felt warmth, joy, and an overwhelming sense of belonging. "Astra," he breathed, overwhelmed by the beauty of it all. "Open your eyes," she urged, her voice a melodic thread weaving through his consciousness. When he did, he gasped. The world had transformed. The clearing was alive with brilliant colors that pulsed and shifted in time with the rhythm of their connection. It felt as though the very fabric of reality had opened up, revealing hidden layers of existence. "You see?" Astra said, her voice filled with wonder. "This is what happens when we truly connect. We become part of something greater." Yuri was entranced, but amidst the beauty, he felt a stirring desire, an urge to reach out and explore the depths of this connection with her. "And what if we wanted to take it even further?" he asked, the weight of his words hanging in the air. Astra stepped closer, her breath warm against his skin. "That, dear Yuri, is a dance that can be both exhilarating and delicate. Are you ready to explore the unknown?" Yuri stood entranced, the vibrant colors of the clearing swirling around him as Astra's gaze held him captive. The air was charged with an electric tension, and he could feel the pulse of the universe thrumming through the space between them. "Are you ready to leap into the unknown, Yuri?" she asked, her voice low and inviting, the air around them thick with possibility. He swallowed hard, his heart pounding in his chest. "I've never been more ready for anything in my life," he replied, the thrill of adventure coursing through him. Astra smiled, a glimmer of mischief dancing in her eyes. "Then let's truly connect, let's explore what it means to be part of each other." She stepped closer, her delicate fingers brushing against his chest, sending ripples of warmth through him. As her hand traveled lower, Yuri felt a rush of sensations unlike anything he had ever experienced. She paused, her eyes locking onto his with an intensity that stole his breath away. "Trust me, and you will feel what it means to be part of something greater." With that, her fingers danced along his waist, lingering at the edges of his being, igniting a fire within him. He gasped, overwhelmed by the intensity of the moment, feeling as if their energies were melding into one. Astra leaned closer, her breath warm against his ear. "Let go of everything you know," she whispered, And in that instant, Yuri felt an exhilarating rush, a wave of energy that enveloped him, drawing him deeper into her essence. The world around them blurred as he surrendered to the moment. The vibrant meadow transformed into a whirlpool of colors and sensations, and he could feel himself melting into the fabric of existence itself. It was as if he were no longer just Yuri from the mountain, but a part of something vast and cosmic, a dance of souls woven into the very tapestry of the universe. In that extraordinary moment, he became aware of Astra's touch, a gentle caress that sent shockwaves through him, igniting every fiber of his being. Time seemed to stretch and bend, and he felt suspended in a state of blissful connection, where boundaries faded away. But just as quickly as it began, the moment shifted. Astra pulled back slightly, her gaze searching his. "Are you ready for what comes next?" she asked, her voice tinged with both excitement and caution. Yuri's heart raced, a mix of exhilaration and uncertainty flooding through him. "What comes next?" he asked, feeling both exhilarated and bewildered. "Possibilities, Yuri. We can explore new worlds together, transcend realities, and create something beautiful," she said, her voice wrapping around him like a soft melody. "But every choice has its price." He took a deep breath, the weight of her words settling over him. What lay ahead was a mystery, a thrilling leap into the unknown. The universe had opened up before him, inviting him to take a chance. "Are you willing to take that leap?" she asked, her eyes shimmering with promise. Yuri looked into her eyes, sensing the vastness of possibilities swirling around them. He felt ready to embrace whatever awaited him, yet a thread of uncertainty lingered in the air. I want to," he finally replied, his voice steady yet filled with wonder. "I want to explore it all with you." Astra smiled, her expression radiant. "Then hold on tight, Yuri. We're about to dive into the heart of the cosmos." With a surge of energy, she took his hand, and together they stepped forward, the world around them shifting and swirling as they embraced the unknown. As they leapt into the vibrant void, the last thing Yuri saw was Astra's bright smile, a promise of adventures yet to come, leaving an open-ended question hanging in the air. What would they discover together in the uncharted realms of their intertwined destinies? As they leapt into the swirling void, Yuri felt a rush of sensations enveloping him, a kaleidoscope of colors, sounds, and emotions washing over him like a tidal wave. It was as if they were diving into the heart of a vibrant galaxy, each pulse of energy resonating with his very essence. In this ethereal space, he and Astra became one with the universe, their bodies weightless, entwined in a dance of pure energy. He could feel her presence in every fiber of his being, an intimate connection that transcended the physical. It was exhilarating and terrifying all at once. "Just breathe, Yuri." Astra's voice echoed around him, soothing and melodic. "Let the cosmos flow through you." He took a deep breath, and suddenly, he was flooded with visions, glimpses of worlds far beyond his imagination, civilizations filled with light and laughter, creatures of unimaginable beauty, and landscapes that sparkled with life. Each image pulsed with a rhythm that resonated deep within him, igniting a sense of wonder he never knew existed. Astra's energy danced around him, intertwining with his, creating a tapestry of vibrant light. "Feel the connection," she whispered, drawing him closer. "This is what it means to be truly alive, to be part of something greater than ourselves." As they embraced, Yuri's consciousness expanded, and he felt the weight of infinite possibilities. He realized that every moment they shared, every choice they made, created ripples throughout the universe. They were not just two beings crossing paths, they were threads woven into the fabric of existence. "Together, we can create new worlds," Astra said, her voice filled with passion. "We can shape destinies and explore the farthest reaches of the cosmos." He looked into her eyes, which sparkled with the promise of adventures yet to unfold. "But what if we encounter challenges?" he asked, his heart racing. "What if we face things we can't understand?" Astra smiled, her eyes shining with unwavering confidence. "That's the beauty of exploration. With every challenge comes growth. We'll face it all together as one." Feeling a surge of determination, Yuri nodded. "Then I'm ready for whatever lies ahead." Just then, the colors around them began to shift and swirl, and Yuri felt a pull, as if they were being drawn toward a shimmering portal that flickered like a star. "It's time," Astra said, her voice laced with excitement. "Our adventure is just beginning." Hand in hand, they approached the portal, and as they stepped through, a brilliant light enveloped them, engulfing them in warmth and possibility. The light faded, and they emerged in a breathtaking landscape, a world teeming with vibrant colors, strange flora, and the hum of life all around them. Yuri's heart swelled with exhilaration and uncertainty. They had crossed into a realm where the boundaries of imagination stretched far beyond what he had known. "Welcome to my world, Yuri," Astra said, her voice full of joy as she gestured to the breathtaking vistas surrounding them. "This is only the beginning." As they walked together, the ground beneath them shimmered with life, and the air buzzed with energy. Creatures of all shapes and sizes flitted around them, each one more fantastical than the last. The colors of the sky shifted like a dream, hues of violet, gold, and turquoise swirling together in a mesmerizing dance. Yuri felt a sense of belonging he had never experienced before. Here, he was more than a countryman from a mountain village. He was a traveler of the cosmos, a partner in this incredible journey. "What happens now?" he asked, glancing at Astra, who was glowing with anticipation. "What do we do next?" "Now we embrace the adventure," she replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "We explore, learn, and create our own story together. There are countless wonders waiting for us, mysteries to unravel, and bonds to strengthen." As they ventured further into this enchanting world, Yuri felt a mix of exhilaration and uncertainty swirling within him. What challenges would they face? What wonders would they discover? The possibilities were endless, stretching out before them like the stars scattered across the night sky. And so, with Astra by his side, Yuri took a deep breath, ready to dive into the unknown. Whatever lay ahead, he knew one thing for certain: they would face it together, united by a bond that transcended galaxies. In that moment, he realized that this was not just a journey into the cosmos but a journey into the depths of his own heart, a chance to discover who he truly was, with Astra illuminating the path ahead. And as they stepped into the horizon, the future remained a beautiful mystery, waiting to be unveiled, full of endless adventures and the promise of a love that defied the very fabric of reality.